Hello viewers, this is Reverend Ezekiel Thompson and welcome to Kingdom Connections, connecting leaders, making maximum impact in our communities, in our cities and the world at large. I've got in the studio on today's show a very dynamic man of God who is British born, spent a lot of his some time in Trinidad and Tobago, but he's back in London to create maximum impact.
Man gift will make room for him. What are you good at? What are you good at? Discover that, committed to God, and He'll make room for you. Somebody is setting up a company to make room for you. Somebody is vacating a CEO position to make room for you. Somebody is saying we need a hospital to take care of our people. They're making room for you.
Welcome to the program, Pastor Ronald.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure having you, sir.
Good to be here.
My God. Pastor Ronald, I know the viewers would like to know a bit about Pastor Ronald Nathan. Could you tell us who is Pastor Ronald Nathan?
Well, I think first I need to say that I'm British born of Trinidadian parents, and so I tend to move between the United Kingdom and Trinidad. I have had the opportunity to be able to do studies both in the Caribbean and also here in the United Kingdom. I did my master's at Oxford University, and so I've had the opportunity to be able to minister basically all around the world. I spent a period of time as a missionary in East Africa, in Kenya, and that was a very fruitful time. And since then I've had the privilege of ministering in some 27 African countries and of course all over Europe and the Caribbean.
Wow. So it seemed like you have spent a lot of your time, your life in ministry. How many years have you spent doing ministry?
I'm now celebrating my 38th year in ministry. Yes.
38?
Yes, I started young.
That's powerful. At what age did you start it?
I started at 22.
So if we say 30,
32,
are you telling the viewers your age now?
No, I didn't. They have to calculate it themselves.
It is well. So we want to find out about your studies. You seem like you're a well-studied man. You study a lot. Tell us a bit about your study.
Well, when I got called to the ministry, I understood immediately that I needed to have a good handle on the Bible itself. And so I studied theology and studied Bible in particular. But beyond that, I then began to study pastoral theology and also international relations. Right. Because I felt I had an international call, what we used to say then as a missionary call. Right. And in order to be a missionary, you have to understand the cultures, the cycle of development of the countries you're going to. And so I took that wider set of studies that allowed me to understand how do societies function? How do groups bond together? What are the dynamics involved when a people migrate to one country to the next, as many people came from the West Indies, Africa, and different parts of the world to the United Kingdom. Just trying to understand, and once you have that understanding, it makes you much more relevant.
What's your passion? What's your core passion? We have some ministers, they are into finance, they are financial pastors, you have some that deal with leadership. What area of ministry, of calling would you say you are?
Well, I would use the term prophetic, and I know that's up on our board behind us here. That whole issue of prophetic in the sense that I speak not only to personal sin, but also to sin that gets into our systems of operating. And so therefore it is need for a prophetic voice to speak into that context. We need to make sure that as we minister, we also deal with the issues that our people face, and we have to speak into those issues. And with a special call towards people of African descent, which is where God has prospered my ministry most. I felt it necessary, and still do, to also identify the things that affect the quality of life of people from the 50 plus ethnicities and non-indigenous communities.
About relationships and how to go about it. We want to find out, your wife that you're with now, this beautiful lady that we see, we want to tell us how you met that woman.
Well, you know, it is a very interesting story, and one that I have a particular view of, and she has a particular view.
Right.
In the sense that, you know, I always took opportunity to step out of the church context and to minister to people wherever they may be.
Right.
And I was at a Black mental health conference, which was being held at the Commonwealth Institute here in London. And I was speaking on the issue of Black theology and Black mental health, which was quite a, let's say, a challenging one, and for some people a radical one. You know, but I was there speaking, and having delivered my talk, a young lady approached me to ask, where can I hear more of this kind of teaching and lectures? Where do you meet, and so forth? And after you've given a presentation, you tend to want to go in a quiet space and calm down. And the young lady persisted asking questions. So I eventually said to her, well, look, this is my office, and this is my phone number, and the rest is history. She became my wife.
Wow. Did that lady see something in you? Did your wife see something that she said in her heart, maybe she had to go after this without...
Well, maybe she saw somebody who needed help.
Okay.
You never know. But yes, she certainly you know, would say that she became very much attracted first to the message.
Yes.
But then realized that a man comes with the message.
You know? That's powerful. Yes. Viewers, we're going to take a break and we're going to come back. This is just exciting. This is just joyous. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back. We're going to find out about Pastor Ronald's ministry, what God has sent him into London to do at this time and this season. We're going to find out about his mandate. So stay tuned. This is exciting. God bless you, and see you in a minute. Reverend Ezekiel Thompson here, Kingdom Connections, connecting leaders, making maximum impact. I'm here in the studio with a Kingdom General, a man that is making maximum impact in his community, in the world, and in the cities. Listen carefully. This man has a mandate from God and is here in London to do a great work. He's going to tell us about his ministry. Welcome back to the program, man of God.
Thank you, Reverend.
Praise God, sir. I know the viewers would like to know about your ministry. We're going to talk about your ministry, sir. Tell us what God has mandated you at this time where your ministry is concerned.
Well, I have recently come back to London. I was pastoring a church in Trinidad and Tobago, the Short Temple A.M.E. Zion Church.
Right.
The A.M.E. Zion, or African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church, is a church that has a long legacy of working mainly on three fronts. We preach salvation, transformation, and liberation. And I am committed to continuing that legacy.
That's right.
And so, having come into one of the greatest cities in Europe, you know, I thank God for the privilege offered to me by our board of bishops to be appointed to this church, the Ransom A.M.E. Zion Church, which is based in Battersea in London.
Right.
And this is a church that has been here for 46 years, serving the community. And I am to carry on that ministry as one of the senior ministers here.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. We want to find out a bit more about the A.M.E. Zion Church, and I know the viewers that are watching would love to know about this great organization that you're now serving.
Yes, the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church was established in 1796 by Bishop James Varick, and it is a church that was made up of people of African descent who were at that time in New York.
Right.
So that's where our base was, and ministering both to Africans who were enslaved as well as Africans who were free.
Right, right.
And they sought to express their spirituality within the Methodist Episcopal Church, and when they couldn't do that, they had to form their own. And that's how we have the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church.
I get you.
And from that time on, it was quite clear that the church's responsibility did not stop when we said amen at the end of the service. So the A.M.E. Zion Church has been committed to preaching salvation to the community in which it was located there in New York back in the 18th century. But as it grew, it also saw that it had a responsibility to reach out to the people who were there who did not have access to education, who did not have access to financial institutions. And so all of our churches began to open institutions such like banks, mutual societies, schools, and colleges. And so our church continues in that vein, and I'm looking forward very much to seeing our church here in Battersea play a dynamic role in alerting the whole population to our existence, but even more so to the liberating work of God, both spiritually and physically.
Right. You earlier said the A.M.E. Zion is established in America, was established in America, that's what you said. With colleges, banks, and stuff like that. Tell us about the establishment here in the UK. Give us a bit of history of that.
Well, the A.M.E. Zion Church started here in 1970.
Right.
And that was founded by Bishop Herbert Bell Shaw.
Right.
And he had a particular vision for the Caribbean and people of the African diaspora who were living outside in Europe and so forth. So he paid a particular attention to establishing a work here. He met the brothers and sisters who were already running the Ransom Pentecostal Church,
Right.
and they affiliated to the A.M.E. Zion Church, and that's how we became established here. And since then we have started, we have 10 congregations at the moment in the Midlands as well as in London.
Right. That's powerful. That's powerful. So what do you see for the future with the A.M.E. Zion? Now that you're the pastor of the Mother Church, what do you see for the next 5-10 years for this organization?
Well, vision is a very interesting concept. The scripture says that without a vision, the people perish. And coming into a wonderful city like this, it's certainly my intention that our church would also be part of making London a world-class city. And by that I mean it will be a city that prospers on all fronts, including its spiritual development.
Right.
And therefore I look forward very much to our church and churches participating in the spiritual development of the country, the economic development of the country, and also the civic development of the country.
Right.
So we are prepared to engage all sectors of society with our message of salvation,
Powerful.
transformation, and liberation.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Now, Pastor, we want you to share. I mean, now that you're the pastor for the mother church, what can viewers expect when they come to the Ransom Pentecostal A.M.E. Zion? What can they expect?
Well, they will come and they will experience first a warm welcome.
You know what? Look in the camera and tell the viewers. This is your chance to invite the world to your church.
We want to say to the viewers and those who would have the opportunity to come and visit London, come and see us at the Ransom African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church. It's a church where you will receive a warm welcome. It's a church where you will experience a dynamic worship. It is a church where you will experience a friendly environment. And it's a church where you will hear a relevant word from God. We do not avoid the issues that our society face. We do not avoid the issues that our people experience. And so you will hear a relevant message for the day. And of course, we also want to make sure that you get involved. We are a church that requires participation. We have a place for you if you're looking for a home church. This is a church where you will participate. We have no spectators in our church. We have all types of work. I was speaking to a young lady just a couple of days ago, and she has volunteered to be a junior usher. In other words, we have things for our children, our youth, our adults, and our seniors.
That's powerful. That's powerful. That's well said, viewers. You can't afford not to come and visit the Ransom A.M.E. Zion Church. Luke, do you want to give us the viewers the address, Pastor? Tell them where we can, what's the address for that church?
Okay, the Ransom A.M.E. Zion Church is located at number 2A Mallingson Road in Battersea, London, SW11 1BP. And you'll find us right at the top of Mallingson Road. It's a great church, you can't miss it. Once you're on the street, you will see it. And we look forward to seeing you.
Wonderful, wonderful. And there's a beautiful building. You can't afford to miss that church. As you come on the top of Mallingson Road, you will see that church. And I'm so excited. I'll be working along with Pastor Ronald Nathan, helping to develop the youths in this ministry. I'm telling you, God is doing something great in this end time. I'm telling you, in Battersea, I believe there's a revival that's going to take place in this community, in this area. I'm telling you, I sense it in my spirit. I see young people getting saved. I see mothers and fathers flooding this community, this church, this community church. So the address is on the screen. Come on down and visit and see what God is doing at this time, at this season. I'm telling you, God has took this man away from Trinidad and Tobago and brought him here for such a time as this. Man of God, I know time is running out. I mean, yes. I wish we could go on and on, but just before we go, I wanted to share for 2 minutes to the viewers a word that is laid on your heart. I can't forget the first message that you preached, and that was so dynamic. I want you to share something on your heart to our viewers right now that is watching.
Jesus Christ said, "Who the Son of Man sets free, they are free indeed." And in our lives today, because of the type of society in which we live in, we find ourselves so restricted. We find ourselves restricted physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, economically. We want to say to you that Jesus Christ is the answer for today. He is able to set you free. You have any emotional problems, God is concerned about that. If you have an economic problem, God is concerned about that. You have difficulties with your relationships, God is concerned about that. He is prepared to bring you liberation within any facet of your life. Turn to Jesus Christ today, give your life to Him, and He will set you free.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That was powerful, powerful, powerful. Man of God, I wish I could go on and on. It was such an
Bless you.
exciting
Thank you very much,
interview.
Reverend Thompson.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. So viewers, thank you so much. And before we go, I just want to say a word to the viewers that if you have youths that are interested in learning to play an instrument, that they have a passion to play the drum, the keyboard, they have a passion to sing, they have a passion for drama, they have a passion for any artistic. If they're artistic, send them to this place. This place is about to transform the next generation of youth into great inspiring leaders. Amen, Pastor.
Amen.
We're believing in
Yes.
raising up the next generation of dynamic, firebrand youths. So come on, send your children out to ransom. The information is on the screen as we speak. The telephone number, contact us. We have music classes, we have keyboard lessons. And come on, just give us a call. Find out how you can send your children here. We have a dynamic worship for the young people. So send them on, and you won't regret it. We are here to transform the next generation of youths into great aspiring leaders. God bless you. This is Kingdom General. Thank you for watching. We love you.
You were made in the image and likeness of God. What you need to ask is, what is the agenda of the person who is trying to put me down? There are some men who do not know that they are men and feel that the only way they can be a man is to put a woman down. And there are some light-skinned people who feel their importance come from the fact that they have not been exposed to the sun. But my Bible tells me that we are made in the image and likeness of God. And when we understand that God has made us, we are able to fully appreciate that God is in our ship. Too many of our young people are committing suicide because they do not know that God is in the ship. And if we are followers of Christ, we have to be as confident in who we are as Jesus Christ was. We have to also accept that we are in the ship, in this boat, and God is with us. Say, no matter how we got a man gift makes room for him and brings him before great and mighty people. Man gift. Whatever you're good at. About 20 years ago, I was in a particular church, and as I was preaching, there was a young boy sitting down towards the right, a little boy, and he kept hitting against the pew all the time, making noise, and they slapped him, and he still kept. I said, leave the boy alone. What you need to do is give him a drum. About 15 years later, I heard that he was playing for one of the top bands in this country. A man gift will make room for him. What are you good at? What are you good at? Discover that, committed to God, and He'll make room for you. Somebody is setting up a company to make room for you. Somebody is vacating a CEO position to make room for you. Somebody is saying we need a hospital to take care of our people. They're making room for you. See, in the ship, there are people with gifts. You have potential. Now you have to learn how to develop develop that potential.
Thank you, viewers, for watching. Tune in next week at the same time as I bring to you Kingdom Connections with Kingdom Generals, men and women of God who are making maximum impact, and we are connecting leaders that will make maximum impact in the city of London. Listen, if you've got a story, come down and share with us in our studio. Give me a call on the telephone numbers on the screen. Give us a call and listen carefully. Creation is waiting for your manifestation. The world is waiting for your manifestation. So come on down, give me a call, and let's share your story to the world. Your story will change life. Your story will change situations. Your story will change the world. I'm waiting. Give us a call. God bless you. See you.
God in the wilderness, the parting of the Red Sea. Mighty God is here. Mighty God is here.
My name is Bishop Mark Nicholson, and you're watching Kingdom Generals with Reverend Ezekiel Thompson.
Hi, I'm Minister Maxine Burrell from the Wood Green New Testament Church of God, Cathedral of Praise, and you're watching Kingdom Connections with Reverend Ezekiel Thompson.